JPS TaNaKH 1917. The Jewish Bible, Old Testament, in English, published by the Jewish Publication Society in 1917. Public domain. The full publication title is The Holy Scriptures According to the Masoretic Text, a new translation with the aid of previous versions and with constant consultation of Jewish authorities. This video is of audio of Exodus chapter 18 continued. 18. 1 Now Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses, and for Israel his people, how that the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt. 2 And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her away, 3 and her 2 sons, of whom the name of the one was Gershom. For he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. 4 And the name of the other was Eliezer. For the God of my father was my help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. 5 And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife unto Moses into the wilderness where he was encamped, at the mount of God. 6 And he said unto Moses, I thy father-in-law Jethro am coming unto thee, and thy wife, and her 2 sons with her. 7 And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and bowed down and kissed him. And they asked each other of their welfare, and they came into the tent. 8 And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how the Lord delivered them. 9 And Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel, in that he had delivered them out of the hand of the Egyptians. 10 And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord, who hath delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who hath delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. 11 Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, yea, for that they dealt proudly against them. 12 And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God, and Aaron came, and all the elders of Israel, to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. 13 And it came to pass on the morrow, that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood about Moses from the morning unto the evening. 14 And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, What is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand about thee from morning unto even? 15 And Moses said unto his father-in-law, Because the people come unto me to inquire of God. 16 When they have a matter, it cometh unto me. And I judge between a man and his neighbour, and I make them know the statutes of God, and his laws. 17 And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, The thing that thou doest is not good. 18 Thou wilt surely wear away, both thou, and this people that is with thee. For the thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. 19 Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God be with thee. Be thou for the people before God, and bring thou the causes unto God. 20 And thou shalt teach them the statutes and the laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. 21 Moreover thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating unjust gain. And place such over them, to be rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. 22 And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be, that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge themselves. So shall they make it easier for thee and bear the burden with thee. 23 If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people also shall go to their place in peace. 24 So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did all that he had said. 25 And Moses chose able men out of all Israel, and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. 26 And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. 27 And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. 19. 1 In the 3rd month after the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. 2 And when they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the wilderness of Sinai, they encamped in the wilderness, and there Israel encamped before the mount. 3 And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, For ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. 5 Now therefore, if ye will hearken unto my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be mine own treasure from among all peoples. For all the earth is mine. 6 And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. 7 And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and set before them all these words which the Lord commanded him. 8 And all the people answered together, and said, All that the Lord hath spoken we will do. And Moses reported the words of the people unto the Lord. 9 And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and may also believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. 10 And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their garments. 11 And be ready against the 3rd day. For the 3rd day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. 12 And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. 13 No hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned, or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the ram's horn soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. 14 And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their garments. 15 And he said unto the people, Be ready against the 3rd day, come not near a woman. 16 And it came to pass on the 3rd day, when it was morning, that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of a horn exceeding loud, and all the people that were in the camp trembled. 17 And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. 18 Now Mount Sinai was altogether on smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. 19 And when the voice of the horn waxed louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him by a voice. 20 And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai, to the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. 21 And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. 22 And let the priests also, that come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. 23 And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou didst charge us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. 24 And the Lord said unto him, Go, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou, and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. 25 So Moses went down unto the people, and told them. 21 And God spoke all these words, saying, 2 I am the Lord thy God, who brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. 3 Thou shalt have no other gods before me. 4 Thou shalt not make unto thee a graven image, nor any manner of likeness, of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. 5 Thou shalt not bow down unto them, nor serve them. For I the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. 6 And showing mercy unto the 1,000th generation of them that love me and keep my commandments. 7 Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. 8 Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 9 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. 10 But the seventh day is a Sabbath unto the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any manner of work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. 11 For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested on the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day, and hallowed it. 12 Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. 13 Thou shalt not murder. 14, 20-13. Thou shalt not commit adultery. 15, 20-13. Thou shalt not steal. 16, 20-13. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. 17, 20-14. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. 18, 20-15. And all the people perceived the thunderings, and the lightnings, and the voice of the horn, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they trembled, and stood afar off. 19, 20-16. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. 20, 20-17. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not. For God is come to prove you, and that his fear may be before you, that ye sin not. 21, 20-18. And the people stood afar off. But Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. 22, 20-19. And the Lord said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Ye yourselves have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. 23, 20-20. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, or gods of gold, ye shall not make unto you. 24, 20-21. An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings, and thy peace offerings, thy sheep, and thine oxen. In every place where I cause my name to be mentioned I will come unto thee and bless thee. 25, 20-22. And if thou make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not build it of hewn stones. For if thou lift up thy tool upon it, thou hast profaned it. 26, 20-23. Neither shalt thou go up by steps unto mine altar, that thy nakedness be not uncovered thereon. 21. 1 Now these are the ordinances which thou shalt set before them. 2 If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. 3 If he come in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he be married, then his wife shall go out with him. 4 If his master give him a wife, and she bear him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. 5 But if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. 6 Then his master shall bring him unto God, and shall bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. 7 And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. 8 If she please not her master, who hath espoused her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her unto a foreign people he shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her. 9 And if he espouse her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. 10 If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her conjugal rights, shall he not diminish. 11 And if he do not these 3 unto her, then shall she go out for nothing, without money. 12 He that smiteth a man, so that he dieth, shall surely be put to death. 13 And if a man lie not in wait, but God cause it to come to hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he may flee. 14 And if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbour, to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. 15 And he that smiteth his father, or his mother, shall be surely put to death. 16 And he that stealeth a man, and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. 17 And he that curseth his father or his mother, shall surely be put to death. 18 And if men contend, and one smite the other with a stone, or with his fist, and he die not, but keep his bed. 19 If he rise again, and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time, and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed. 20 And if a man smite his bondman, or his bondwoman, with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall surely be punished. 21 Notwithstanding if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money. 22 And if men strive together, and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart, and yet no harm follow, he shall be surely fined, according as the woman's husband shall lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. 23 But if any harm follow, then thou shalt give life for life, 24 Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, 25 Burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. 26 And if a man smite the eye of his bondman, or the eye of his bondwoman, and destroy it, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. 27 And if he smite out his bondman's tooth, or his bondwoman's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake. 28 And if an ox gore a man or a woman, that they die, the ox shall be surely stoned, and its flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quit. 29 But if the ox was wont to gore in time past, and warning hath been given to its owner, and he hath not kept it in, but it hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and its owner also shall be put to death. 30 If there be laid on him a ransom, then he shall give for the redemption of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. 31 Whether it have gored a son, or have gored a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done unto him. 32 If the ox gore a bondman or a bondwoman, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. 33 And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, 34 The owner of the pit shall make it good. He shall give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. 35 And if one man's ox hurt another's, so that it dieth, then they shall sell the live ox, and divide the price of it, and the dead also they shall divide. 36 Or if it be known that the ox was wont to gore in time past, and its owner hath not kept it in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead beast shall be his own. 22. 1, 21-37. If a man steal an ox, or a sheep, and kill it, or sell it, he shall pay 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. 2, 22-1. If a thief be found breaking in, and be smitten so that he dieth, there shall be no blood guiltiness for him. 3, 22-2. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood guiltiness for him. He shall make restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. 4, 22-3. If the theft be found in his hand alive, whether it be ox, or ass, or sheep, he shall pay double. 5, 22-4. If a man cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and shall let his beast loose, and it feed in another man's field, of the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard, shall he make restitution. 6, 22-5. If fire break out, and catch in thorns, so that the shocks of corn, or the standing corn, or the field are consumed, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. 7, 22-6. If a man deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, he shall pay double. 8, 22-7. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall come near unto God. to see whether he have not put his hand unto his neighbour's goods. 9:22-8. For every matter of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, whereof one saith, This is it, the cause of both parties shall come before God. He whom God shall condemn shall pay double unto his neighbour. 10:22-9. If a man deliver unto his neighbour an ass, or an ox, or a sheep, or any beast, to keep, and it die, or be hurt, or driven away, no man seeing it. 11:22-10. The oath of the Lord shall be between them both, to see whether he have not put his hand unto his neighbour's goods, and the owner thereof shall accept it, and he shall not make restitution. 12:22-11. But if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. 13:22-12. If it be torn in pieces, let him bring it for witness. He shall not make good that which was torn. 14:22-13. And if a man borrow aught of his neighbour, and it be hurt, or die, the owner thereof not being with it, he shall surely make restitution. 15:22-14. If the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be a hireling, he loseth his hire. 16:22-15. And if a man entice a virgin that is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall surely pay a dowry for her to be his wife. 17:22-16. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. 18:22-17. Thou shalt not suffer a sorceress to live. 19:22-18. Whosoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death. 20:22-19. He that sacrificeth unto the gods, save unto the Lord only, shall be utterly destroyed. 21:22-20. And the stranger shalt thou not wrong, neither shalt thou oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. 22:22-21. Ye shall not afflict any widow, or fatherless child. 23:22-22. If thou afflict them in any wise, for if they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. 24:22-23. My wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. 25:22-24. If thou lend money to any of my people, even to the poor with thee, thou shalt not be to him as a creditor, neither shall ye lay upon him interest. 26:22-25. If thou at all take thy neighbour's garment to pledge, thou shalt restore it unto him by that the sun goeth down. 27:22-26. For that is his only covering, it is his garment for his skin, wherein shall he sleep. And it shall come to pass, when he crieth unto me, that I will hear, for I am gracious. 28:22-27. Thou shalt not revile God, nor curse a ruler of thy people. 29:22-28. Thou shalt not delay to offer of the fullness of thy harvest, and of the outflow of thy presses. The firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me. 30:22-29. Likewise shalt thou do with thine oxen, and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with its dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it me. 31:22-30. And ye shall be holy men unto me. Therefore ye shall not eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs. 23:1. Thou shalt not utter a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou bear witness in a cause to turn aside after a multitude to pervert justice. 3. Neither shalt thou favor a poor man in his cause. 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. 5. If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under its burden, thou shalt forbear to pass by him. Thou shalt surely release it with him. 6. Thou shalt not wrest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. 7. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. 8. And thou shalt take no gift, for a gift blindeth them that have sight, and perverteth the words of the righteous. 9. And a stranger shalt thou not oppress, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. 10. And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and gather in the increase thereof. 11. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie fallow, that the poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave the beast of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard, and with thy olive yard. 12. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest, that thine ox and thine ass may have rest, and the son of thy handmaid, and the stranger, may be refreshed. 13. And in all things that I have said unto you take ye heed, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. 14. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. 15. The feast of unleavened bread shalt thou keep. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee, at the time appointed in the month Abib. For in it thou camest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. 16. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou sowest in the field. And the feast of ingathering, at the end of the year, when thou gatherest in thy labors out of the field. 17. 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God. 18. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, neither shall the fat of my feast remain all night until the morning. 19. The choicest first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring into the house of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not see the kid in its mother's milk. 20. Behold, I send an angel before thee, to keep thee by the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. 21. Take heed of him, and hearken unto his voice. Be not rebellious against him, for he will not pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. 22. But if thou shalt indeed hearken unto his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries. 23. For mine angel shall go before thee, and bring thee in unto the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Canaanite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite, and I will cut them off. 24. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their doings, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them, and break in pieces their pillars. 25. And ye shall serve the Lord your God, and he will bless thy bread, and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee. 26. None shall miscarry, nor be barren, in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill. 27. I will send my terror before thee, and will discomfit all the people to whom thou shalt come, and I will make all thine enemies turn their backs unto thee. 28. And I will send the hornet before thee, which shall drive out the Hivite, the Canaanite, and the Hittite, from before thee. 29. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate, and the beasts of the field multiply against thee. 30. By little and little I will drive them out from before thee, until thou be increased, and inherit the land. 31. And I will set thy border from the Red Sea even unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the wilderness unto the river. For I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and thou shalt drive them out before thee. 32. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. 33. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me, for thou wilt serve their gods, for they will be a snare unto thee. 24. 1. And unto Moses he said, Come up unto the Lord, thou, and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. 2. And Moses alone shall come near unto the Lord, but they shall not come near, neither shall the people go up with him. 3. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord, and all the ordinances, and all the people answered with one voice, and said, All the words which the Lord hath spoken will we do. 4 And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and builded an altar unto the mount, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. 5 And he sent the young men of the children of Israel, who offered burnt offerings, and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. 6 And Moses took half of the blood, and put it in basins, and half of the blood he dashed against the altar. 7 And he took the book of the covenant, and read in the hearing of the people. And they said, All that the Lord hath spoken will we do, and obey. 8 And Moses took the blood, and sprinkled it on the people, and said, Behold the blood of the covenant, which the Lord hath made with you in agreement with all these words. 9 Then went up Moses, and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. 10 And they saw the God of Israel. And there was under his feet the like of a paved work of sapphire stone, and the like of the very heaven for clearness. 11 And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand, and they beheld God, and did eat and drink. 12 And the Lord said unto Moses, Come up to me into the mount and be there, and I will give thee the tables of stone, and the law and the commandment, which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. 13 And Moses rose up, and Joshua his minister, and Moses went up into the mount of God. 14 And unto the elders he said, Tarry ye here for us, until we come back unto you, and, behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whosoever hath a cause, let him come near unto them. 15 And Moses went up into the mount, and the cloud covered the mount. 16 And the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days, and the 7th day he called unto Moses out of the midst of the cloud. 17 And the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like devouring fire on the top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. 18 And Moses entered into the midst of the cloud, and went up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. 25. 1 And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, 2 Speak unto the children of Israel, that they take for me an offering. Of every man whose heart maketh him willing ye shall take my offering. 3 And this is the offering which ye shall take of them, gold, and silver, and brass, 4 And blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine linen, and goat's hair. 5 And rams' skins dyed red, and sealskins, and acacia wood. 6 Oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. 7 Onyx stones, and stones to be set, for the ephod, and for the breastplate. 8 And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them. 9 According to all that I show thee, the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the furniture thereof, even so shall ye make it. 10 And they shall make an ark of acacia wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. 11 And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, within and without shalt thou overlay it, and shalt make upon it a crown of gold round about. 12 And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 feet thereof, and 2 rings shall be on the one side of it, and 2 rings on the other side of it. 13 And thou shalt make staves of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. 14 And thou shalt put the staves into the rings on the sides of the ark, wherewith to bear the ark. 15 The staves shall be in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it. 16 And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I shall give thee. 17 And thou shalt make an ark cover of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof. 18 And thou shalt make 2 cherubim of gold. Of beaten work shalt thou make them, at the 2 ends of the ark cover. 19 And make 1 cherub at the one end, and 1 cherub at the other end. Of one piece with the ark cover shall ye make the cherubim of the 2 ends thereof. 20 And the cherubim shall spread out their wings on high, screening the ark cover with their wings, with their faces one to another. Toward the ark cover shall the faces of the cherubim be. 21 And thou shalt put the ark cover above upon the ark, and in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee. 22 And there I will meet with thee, and I will speak with thee from above the ark cover, from between the two cherubim which are upon the ark of the testimony, of all things which I will give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel. 23 And thou shalt make a table of acacia wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. 24 And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold round about. 25 And thou shalt make unto it a border of a handbreadth round about, and thou shalt make a golden crown to the border thereof round about. 26 And thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. 27 Close by the border shall the rings be, for places for the staves to bear the table. 28 And thou shalt make the staves of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, that the table may be borne with them. 29 And thou shalt make the dishes thereof, and the pans thereof, and the jars thereof, and the bowls thereof, wherewith to pour out. Of pure gold shalt thou make them. 30 And thou shalt set upon the table showbread before me alway. 31 And thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold. Of beaten work shall the candlestick be made, even its base, and its shaft, its cups, its knops, and its flowers, shall be of one piece with it. 32 And there shall be 6 branches going out of the sides thereof. 3 branches of the candlestick out of the one side thereof, and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side thereof. 33 3 cups made like almond blossoms in one branch, a knop and a flower, and 3 cups made like almond blossoms in the other branch, a knop and a flower. So for the 6 branches going out of the candlestick. 34 And in the candlestick 4 cups made like almond blossoms, the knops thereof, and the flowers thereof. 35 And a knop under 2 branches of one piece with it, and a knop under 2 branches of one piece with it, and a knop under 2 branches of one piece with it, for the 6 branches going out of the candlestick. 36 Their knops and their branches shall be of one piece with it, the whole of it one beaten work of pure gold. 37 And thou shalt make the lamps thereof, 7, and they shall light the lamps thereof, to give light over against it. 38 And the tongs thereof, and the snuff dishes thereof, shall be of pure gold. 39 Of a talent of pure gold shall it be made, with all these vessels. 40 And see that thou make them after their pattern, which is being shown thee in the mount. 26 1 Moreover thou shalt make the tabernacle with 10 curtains, of fine twined linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet, with cherubim the work of the skillful workmen shalt thou make them. 2 The length of each curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubits. All the curtains shall have one measure. 3 5 curtains shall be coupled together one to another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled one to another. 4 And thou shalt make loops of blue upon the edge of the one curtain that is outmost in the first set. And likewise shalt thou make in the edge of the curtain that is outmost in the second set. 50 loops shalt thou make in the one curtain, and 50 loops shalt thou make in the edge of the curtain that is in the second set. The loops shall be opposite one to another. 7 And thou shalt make curtains of goat's hair for a tent over the tabernacle. 11 curtains shalt thou make them. 8 The length of each curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains shall have one measure. 9 And thou shalt couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and shalt double over the 6th curtain in the forefront of the tent. 10 And thou shalt make 50 loops on the edge of the one curtain that is outmost in the first set, and 50 loops upon the edge of the curtain which is outmost in the second set. 11 And thou shalt make 50 clasps of brass, and put the clasps into the loops, and couple the tent together, that it may be one. 12 And as for the overhanging part that remaineth of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remaineth over shall hang over the back of the tabernacle. 13 And the cubit on the one side, and the cubit on the other side, of that which remaineth over in the length of the curtains of the tent, shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and on that side, to cover it. 14 And thou shalt make a covering for the tent of ram's skins dyed red and a covering of sealskins above. 15 And thou shalt make the boards for the tabernacle of acacia wood, standing up. 16 10 cubits shall be the length of a board, and a cubit and a half the breadth of each board. 17 2 tenons shall there be in each board, joined one to another. Thus shalt thou make for all the boards of the tabernacle. 18 And thou shalt make the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side southward. 19 And thou shalt make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards. 2 sockets under one board for its 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for its 2 tenons. 20 And for the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side, 20 boards. 21 And there 40 sockets of silver. 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. 22 And for the hinder part of the tabernacle westward thou shalt make 6 boards. 23 And 2 boards shalt thou make for the corners of the tabernacle in the hinder part. 24 And they shall be double beneath, and in like manner they shall be complete unto the top thereof unto the first ring. Thus shall it be for them both. They shall be for the 2 corners. 25 Thus there shall be 8 boards, and their sockets of silver, 16 sockets. 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. 26 And thou shalt make bars of acacia wood. 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle. 27 And 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle, for the hinder part westward. 28 And the middle bar in the midst of the boards, which shall pass through from end to end. 29 And thou shalt overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold for holders for the bars, and thou shalt overlay the bars with gold. 30 And thou shalt rear up the tabernacle according to the fashion thereof which hath been shown thee in the mount. 31 And thou shalt make a veil of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. With cherubim the work of the skillful workman shall it be made. 32 And thou shalt hang it upon 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, their hooks being of gold, upon 4 sockets of silver. 33 And thou shalt hang up the veil under the clasps, and shalt bring in thither within the veil the ark of the testimony. And the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy. 34 And thou shalt put the ark cover upon the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. 35 And thou shalt set the table without the veil, and the candlestick over against the table on the side of the tabernacle toward the south. And thou shalt put the table on the north side. 36 And thou shalt make a screen for the door of the tent, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen, the work of the weaver in colors. 37 And thou shalt make for the screen 5 pillars of acacia, and overlay them with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold, and thou shalt cast 5 sockets of brass for them. 27. 1 And thou shalt make the altar of acacia wood, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be 4 square, and the height thereof shall be 3 cubits. 2 And thou shalt make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. The horns thereof shall be of one piece with it, and thou shalt overlay it with brass. 3 And thou shalt make its pots to take away its ashes, and its shovels, and its basins, and its flesh hooks, and its fire pans. All the vessels thereof thou shalt make of brass. 4 And thou shalt make for it a grating of network of brass, and upon the net shalt thou make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof.